I need to know everything. Who and the what and the where I need it.
This is Braden Schwab back with another episode of The Works, where we find the work, does the work, and give other people that work. Now, at The Works, we do not shy away from the infamous, and today we're going to talk about why I love Kanye West. Now, disclaimer, we're not getting into anything rap related, political related, Taylor Swift related. We're only talking about Kanye West, the fashion designer, and what he's been able to do with his clothing line. And essentially how he's been able to use it to get out of his debt that he was experiencing a few years back. Big tweet he had saying that he was, I can't remember, I think it was a few $1,000,000 in debt. Obviously now he is not. Yep, so first off, this shirt is a long sleeve from his Life of Pablo tour. I didn't go to the tour, but I found this off Etsy, and I've been low-key obsessed with a lot of Kanye stuff since I was a kid. So once I finally got some money, I thought, why not? So here we are. On the back, it says no more parties in LA. I'd stand up and show it to you, but I'm not feeling like it. The first thing I wanted to go over is Kanye's vision. And his vision is future-based. Now, what I mean by that is he's not looking at what's going to happen in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months. He's looking at patterns that are happening in the next year or two. This comes from another iconic interview he had where he was talking to Sway on the radio. And he was telling him, everyone remembers him saying, I don't have the answer, Sway, or whatever. Anyways, I didn't pay attention to that part, but what I did focus on was when he was mentioning to him, you haven't done this. I am doing it. This is how I see it playing out in the years to come. This is how I see Yeezy growing. He never succeeded in that realm before, but he succeeded in other realms, so that gave him the confidence to be able to do this. Another thing that did, however, is the role models that he was surrounding himself by in the fashion industry and where his fashion footprint was always founded from. Many may not know this, but Kanye West did live overseas in China for some time. He was able to study a lot of great influencers. Now, he was a kid. It's not like he was, spending his whole time doing this. But he was able to get an idea of the culture, which inspired a lot of collaborations that you see on his album covers these days. For example, you see the album art for Graduation and the cover art for Kids See Ghosts, influenced by a man in Japan named Takashi Palm. Anyways, I'll leave a link in the description to some of his work. It's amazing and pretty cool. I really like it. I'm actually going to get some pieces of that in the coming weeks. What Kanye West promotes in his pursuit of greatness, in perfecting his skill, is that he's always paying attention to his idols in the industry. So, for example, he mentions Tom Ford. What influences him to do a great job in fashion is the creatives behind the brands. So the ones behind Louis Vuitton that he's been able to meet, he's been able to shake hands through business deals, that he's been able to talk to extensively and get an idea on how they think and how they've been able to build so that he can do the same thing. It goes to show you that his hard work has been able to pay off. Another thing why I like is he's able to put other people on. Virgil Abloh, you can take whatever he's been able to do in the past for however you want, but he would not be where he is without Kanye West and the influence that he's been able to have on his career, now being the man behind Off-White and being able to make legendary collaborations, including what he's been able to do with Louis Vuitton. And Kanye West is now working on a new project that is going to appeal to not only people in the fashion industry to kind of see how he does with it, but also those who are fans of his but cannot afford all of the things that he offers. That is the Yeezy Gap line. And this line, believe it or not, is a deal that Kanye West made with Gap that is over the course of 10 years. As of now, it doesn't show that it has any effect on his current deal with Yeezy, that it's going to stay as it is as seen, or maybe just convert into keeping his sneaker line open because that is his brand. He does own it. We'll see how that plays out. but he is with Gap 10 years with the option to re-up in 5. And over the course of 5 years, this is the interesting part. In 5 years, they are projecting that everything from the Yeezy Gap collaboration, basically that Kanye West is going to account for 25% of their profit. 25%. That's a lot. That's a lot. Now, why is that the case? Well, one thing that comes to mind why is just the signing alone of Kanye on board to Gap. I was watching this through the Robinhood app, just seeing how the stocks changed when he signed on with them. It jumped $4 in shares just by his announcement solely. Didn't even drop any clothing. The clothing is set to be released and advertised in 2021, early 2021. However, obviously it is not right now. But we are seeing the impact that just his name alone is having on the brand. And it could be something, again, that can be made affordable for the majority of people versus just something that is exclusive for rich people, for a sense, or people who have a little more money to blow, or are just able to enjoy one nice piece of Kanye's clothing, which is what a lot of Yeezy with Adidas was because of the price line of these shoes. You know, the normal person is not going to spend $400, $600, $700 on a pair of shoes. This is not realistic. That's really what I love about Kanye at the end of the day, is that he's willing to redesign things, but also make it so other people can enjoy them as well. At this point, he's not doing fashion for money. Honestly, I don't think he really was doing it because of the desire to make a lot of money. Yes, he did use the millions of dollars he's getting from Yeezy to help him get out of the debt, along with obviously rap career and the other collaborations he has. The Yeezy fashion shows were able to put on artists such as Lil Yachty, who was one of the earlier designers when he first, one of the earlier models when he came onto the scene. So there's a lot of impact that Kanye West is having on the industry and on other people, as well as those who are just looking to buy his stuff, and on myself. What I've been able to see with him in Yeezy Gap is going to inspire me to continue pushing my brand how it is and keep it to where it's something that a lot of people can afford, but is seen as a premium brand, but one that a lot of people can afford. That's why a lot of people are going into these collaborations, because that middle class of people is dissolving to where your product is going to people with a lot of money or people with not as much money, but they really like the product. So you have to find that fine line to cradle into both, to where that line intersects, so that you can get as much business as you can, because that middle area is just disappearing rapidly. And yeah, at the end of the day, that is what I love about Kanye West. Again, nothing aside from the fashion at this point is what I love more about him, just because I always will love the music. I always will enjoy all the other aspects that he offers the world as a person. But what he's been able to do with fashion is something that's been able to influence me and help me to make my transfer as well, from being more music based in my creative search to being more interested in growing my art and growing my clothing brand and the like. All right, that was all I had for you. Again, like, comment, subscribe. And if this video is something that you really like, the Why I Love series will continue. We have more people on the way that I'm not going to get into right now, but I'll keep it up for a surprise. Pretty much anyone you can think of that's just making waves creatively is going to get a nod for these. I'm going to keep doing these because this series is something that I love. So again, thanks for watching the video, and we'll talk to you soon.